Hello. Hello. I know, I feel like I should have some sort of introduction, but at the same time, though, I don't feel like I give a shit. I don't think I care enough for that. That seems corny. That seems corny. Welcome. Welcome to Nosy Bystanders. Boy, do we have a doozy of a bunch of stories to talk about today, honey. Why am I whispering? I live alone. Why am I whispering? I live by myself. So we have we have 3 stories to talk about today. It's not a lot, but y'all know how we get. We start a story, we can't seem to finish it on time. I cannot comment on Liam. Oh, consider Brenda, consider uh closing out and starting back up. Everybody else seems to be doing it fine. So yeah, so maybe just consider closing it out and open it back up. Okay, hello. I want to see who's in the building, so I'm just waiting. Y'all know y'all love being late, and we're 2 minutes early. So, I'll give you a little time to come. We're talking about a few stories here on TikTok. Doesn't give you the caption, neither does it on Leam. So today, everyone here on YouTube knows we're talking about that bodega. I wrote bodega. I think I wrote Bogota. I don't remember what I put in the caption, but we're talking about the story of the 51-year-old bodega store owner charged with murder. The next thing we're talking about is Kenneth Petty. Beyonce. Nicki Minaj's husband finally got sentenced after not registering as I ain't even gonna say it, S-word offender. And then the later half of the evening, we're gonna be talking about a content creator here on TikTok by the names of GloJay. So I'm gonna let y'all get time to filter in. How y'all doing today? Who's in the building? Shay Jackson TV. Hello, Shay. Mysterious by Nature. Hello, Mysterious by Nature. Margaret. Hey, Vicky. Who else do we have in here? Juicy and Jolly. That's some name. That's a mouthful right there. What's up, Keisha? What's up, Fearless? Who else we got in the building? Hello, Catherine. What's up, Diesel Seats and Nikki and Ken and Carol Baby? Everybody all up in the building. There's Kimberly with 2 E's. Who's over here on the Leam app? So if you guys don't already know, you can download the Leam app. It allows us to hear from you as our co-host. So if you just ever want to chime in and you have more than 2 cents, 3 cents, then you use the Leam app and we stream you over here so we can hear you. So hear from you. So who do we have here over on the Leam app? It never tells me. I just have to go to the comments. British and Shar and Sixfo and Natalie and Auntie Brenda. We have the Lioness Queen. And Courtney, that girl Shay, and Leola. Hello, Leola. How you doing? You never know where you're going to find Leola. You'll find her on the Leam app. You find her on YouTube. You find her right here on TikTok. So hello. Hello. Girl, okay, hold on. We didn't even start yet, and already there's an allegedly in the comments. So y'all, please let me read. We ain't even started yet. And already the first comment I see says allegedly. So let me get to the comment. This comment is from Brenda Baldwin. Brenda says, girl, allegedly, there are plants in the room to hear what is being said, allegedly. What plants? Plants in here? Or plants, what's up, Rich Homie Trina? Or plants elsewhere? And if they are here, who sent them? And from who? From whose camp, right? That's what we say. Whose camp? My main account is just suspended, just for 2 days. It's a long story. Don't get into it. It's not a big deal. It's just suspended. So we'll be on the backup account today and tomorrow. Okay. So who's the camp, right? I didn't catch your comment, but I'm sure it's someone interesting. Oh no, not plants. Like these plants. These are also nice plants. Brought to you by Café du Monde. This is not an ad. It's just a really nice planter. Okay. It's just a really nice planter. You're supposed to spill the tea though. Okay. I'm getting to that tea bear. She said Jake's. Oh, I'm sure if they're listening, listen good. Okay. So I wanted to start off on the first story. I got the article from the New York City, not the New York City Post. Pretty, they're just not good. Okay. I don't even want to get into the New York City Post. There's not good. But I did pull this article from Fox 5 New York. So we're going to read that article first because I think it's important. Hi, Katie Smith. Hi, Stephanie. You're an amazing hood reporter. I trust you more than TMZ. This makes me feel so special, right? Like this, that I'm a hood reporter. I appreciate that. Thank you. So this article comes from the New York, the new Fox 5 New York. Okay, Fox 5 New York, and the title of the article is New York City. Okay, just insert word there. Bodega worker charged with murder in an incident caught on camera. Well, obviously, I'm not going to show you the footage because it's hyper graphic. I just will consider going to Twitter to look at it because Twitter has absolutely zero filter and disregard for human life. So if you're looking for the article or if you're looking for the video, it's on Twitter. So the Fox 5 New York says, the Post says, the New York City Post is who they're referencing. The Post says Austin Simmons, of 34, went into a store to confront the store owner, Jose Alba, who happens to be 51 years old, after Austin Simmons's girlfriend was denied a bag of chips for her daughter after her credit card was declined. I'm going to read that first portion for you again. It says, the Post says that Austin Simmons, who's 34 years old, went into the store to confront bodega owner Jose Alba, who happens to be 51 years old, after Austin Simmons's girlfriend stated that the bodega owner snatched a bag of chips from her hand after her card was declined. Okay. It says Alba allegedly snatched the chips back from the girl when her card was declined. The woman told her boyfriend, Austin Simmons, who then went into the store, walked behind the counter, and pushed Alba. The criminal complaint obtained by Fox News Digital stated that when Simmons attempted to steer Alba out from behind the counter, the worker, Jose Alba, picked up a kitchen shiv and right to his neck. Simmons' girlfriend alleges that the alleged stabbing, it's alleged that Simmons' girlfriend pulled a shiv out of her purse. I can't say the word, out of her purse and shivved the clerk in his arm. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says, my heart goes out to that hardworking, honest New Yorker that was doing his job in his place of business where a person came in and went behind the counter and attacked him. And my heart goes out to the employee of the store, blah, blah, blah. Okay. New Manhattan District Attorney charged Alba with a $500,000 bond, and he's currently sitting in Rikers Island. His bond was reduced to $50,000 after an outcry of what occurred. And so now the details of the case are starting to pour out. Now, first, people were sympathizing with Alba for defending himself until more details of the story came forward. So let me go over those details with you, but I want to first read some of your comments. This is from the best MUA ever. She says, yeah, New York laws are tricky because there's a thin line between murder and self-defense. Correct. The problem is when more, what's up, Nico? The problem is when more information came out, it turned out to be, it seemed to have started off as an act of aggression from Alba. So I'm just going to read the details. I'm not going to tell you what I personally believe. I just want to read you the details that came out after the fact. So according to the girlfriend, she went inside the store to purchase a bag of chips, and she went inside the store to purchase a bag of chips for her daughter. Her debit card was declined, and the clerk snatched the bag of chips out of her hand and basically shooed her out of the bodega. She goes to her car, tells her boyfriend. Now, two things occurred. She tells her boyfriend what occurred with the snatching of the chips from her hand, but at the same time, she also stated her boyfriend gave her money, cash, to purchase the chips. So she went back into the store, and then her boyfriend goes back into the store, confronts the bodega owner, okay? And then, the rest is history, I suppose. It's my backup page, you guys. So then that's where basically all of the drama ensues because people are questioning, was it I don't know, like they don't know what it was. Was it like was it like, I don't want to say racially charged because I think the girlfriend's white or Hispanic because all you can see is her arm in the video. You can't actually see what she looks like. So people don't know if it was like an act of aggression to just snatch it from her, like didn't think, like I don't know. I'm not saying that's a reason to stab someone. I'm simply saying, how did she take it, right? Was she like, was she like disturbed by the fact that he snatched it out of her hand, which made her go tell her boyfriend, like, hey, that guy just snatched these chips out of my hand. I was trying to buy them, and my debit card declined. You know what I mean? Like, why would he snatch it from her hand? Did he snatch it from her hand? Obviously he did because it wasn't a robbery. It was, I don't know. The story is so weird. The story is so weird. I'm not quite understanding it. You said she hyped it up, got her BF super mad, and he lost it. That's what I'm thinking too, right? Like, but at the same time, though, we can't always say women hype stuff up. Sometimes men will just be aggressive by nature and just be like, oh, ain't nobody gonna talk to my girl like that. And she's like, oh, it's not a big deal, and sometimes then the women will regret even saying anything. So we don't know what happened. This was in New York City. Hello, Brenna. So, girlfriends get you faded. That's true. I'm going to read some of the comments over here on YouTube as well. So give me a second. So someone says, yeah, that's murder. Was walking away and then got cut from behind. Was he walking away? I can't show the video. It's so super graphic. So this is from Shy Bronzy. They stated that, yeah, that's murder. I'm assuming they mean the victim was walking away and he got cut from behind, from what I saw in the video. I don't know. Patrick Hall says the store shows an entirely different physical assault. Oh, the video is out? Yes, a Sergeant King. The video is on Twitter, so I highly encourage you guys to go over there and watch it. This is a bodega store in New York, yes, and I just think it's so unusual. Like, obviously, we don't know all the details of the case. It just happened, but it's interesting to talk about because I'm going to tell you the two conversations that I saw on Twitter. I saw people on Twitter defending the bodega owner, and then I saw people defending Austin, but it was really split down the middle. And then I saw people bringing race into it. Apparently the bodega owner is Dominican, and so some people were stating that, like, there's this like very anti-Black sentiment in the Dominican community, so they thought it was racially charged, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Every Dominican I've ever known in my entire life was darker than me. So I never felt a sentiment of racism from them. But that's just my experience, right? I'm not going to say that about all people's experiences with the Dominican community. I'm just saying every Dominican that I've ever met in my entire life from high school till now has been darker than me. So I've never gotten anti-Blackness from them or um colorism from them in the sense of regard to me. So I don't know. So, I can't, I don't really have the personal experience in this to be able to be like, oh, all Dominicans are anti-Black. Like, I don't know that. So it's just crazy. Yes, the BF did die. The BF did die. He passed away. Now in the video, you could see him getting a shiv in his neck. And I think that's your, I don't know if you know that, but that's your aorta right here. He got him right there. And as soon as he pulled that knife out, it was everywhere. So, yeah, I highly encourage you to go watch it on Twitter. I cannot show it to you here. It is highly graphic. But if you just joined us, we're talking about the bodega store owner who is being charged with murder after he shivved someone and then after he attacked someone who came into his store behind the counter. So a lot of people are not understanding why is not considered self-defense. I don't know. So if the DA keeps the charges, there's a good chance that gentleman could win. It's hard to tell if you're going to win or lose that case. That's a really tough call because the guy didn't come with a weapon. But if you had an imminent fear of your life, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. So I don't know. So um, I guess we'll just keep watching and looking at this story and more in depth and just seeing what's going to occur with it. Um, it's hard to say. I can't tell you because if the guy doesn't have a weapon, is it considered really, but he is in his personal space. He comes behind the counter, then he shoves him. That's enough of a person to think that their life was in danger. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a good. Let me hear from you guys. This is from Shy Bronzy says, right, the shiv was put in his neck as he was looking away to leave from behind the counter. The owner waited till the perp was not paying attention to deliver the fatal blow to his neck. Hmm. This is gonna be a really interesting case in the Southern District of New York. It's gonna be a really interesting case or the Manhattan DA. It's gonna be really interesting to see 5 times. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, right? So he attacks him 5 times, right? So how much of that is self-defense? If it was a gun, it'd be a different story. It'd be a different story. So I don't know. Multiple stabbings is going to get you murder in New York. I think so. This is from KP. They said KP stated he went behind the counter and pushed that man. He got all in his face. That's what sorry about that. That's what I saw. I saw the same thing as well. So I'm just like, you can't go behind the counter and not, you know what I mean? You better be glad he didn't have a shotgun. I'm trying not to get demonetized. You better be glad he didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. So um, this is from, oh, I want to read your comments over here. Somebody said 5 times. Yes, in VM 5 times. Somebody said that's excessive. Diesel Seats also says that's excessive. Carol Baby says, yes, I saw that as well. Best MUA ever said that's why that bond got lowered. Yeah, I believe that. A lifesaver says 5 shiv wounds. Oh wow, that's different. I only saw the one in the neck. Me too. That's the only one I saw as well. Self-defense. This is from Doretta. Doretta says self-defense. I can't see how they are seeing anything different. I don't know, you guys. I guess it requires a legal expert. When did this happen? Not entirely sure. So I saw the news today. Let's just say today or early this morning. So I'm not entirely sure when it occurred, but wow, that's an interesting. It's going to be an interesting story. It's sad that it's an interesting self-defense story, in my opinion. It's very interesting because it's like, it really helps define what it means to defend yourself. That old man couldn't listen. I can't attest for the 5 times, so let's just move the 5 shivs. Let's move that to the side. I would have felt like I was in imminent danger. I'm sorry, but as a woman, as him as an old man, or anybody who feels like they're in an inferior position, you got to do what you got to do. You know, you got to do what you got to do. That old man, without that shiv, had no way of defending himself. If that guy had lost his rocker, he had already lost his rocker. He came behind the counter, not defending the old man. I'm just saying, what is a 51-year-old man to do when, you know, you know, one, if he did snatch that stuff out of her hands, that's just inappropriate to fucking begin with. If somebody can't afford to buy something in your store, if somebody's car gets declined, it doesn't give you the right to just be nasty and ignorant to them. But it also doesn't give the girlfriend the right to go and, actually, no, the girlfriend's actually not in the wrong. She's the only one not in the wrong. It doesn't give the boyfriend the right to come behind the counter to correct his behavior. Even if your girlfriend does tell you, hey, that guy snatched that thing out of my hand, be like, "It's just whatever, like ignore him. He's probably having a terrible day. Um, you know, you just here's the cash. Go get her the chips, or let's go to another store. Like you don't got to deal with that. Like, you know what I mean? You don't got to deal with somebody disrespecting you because your card gets declined. Let's just go to another store. You know what I mean? So it was really the duty of the boyfriend to de-escalate the situation because the moment that she came to you and told you, hey, I that guy disrespected me and snatched these chips out of my hand. That should have been the moment that you stepped up as a man. I was like, then we're not giving him our money. So let's go to another store. The end. Let's go to Walmart. Oh, you're New York City. Let's go to Dwayne Reed. I don't know where y'all go to get y'all chips, but let's go to let's go to another bodega. It didn't have to, he was doing too much. The boyfriend was doing too much, right? That's my personal opinion. I think the boyfriend was doing too much. He could have simply just de-escalated the situation. He chose not to, because he has some sort of anger issues, Napoleon complex. I don't know. Yeah. I already saw the video. I did. I saw the video. Where can I find the video? Twitter. So if you're looking for this video that we're referring to about the bodega owner, go straight to Twitter. And all you have to do is, and if you have Twitter, just search bodega owner New York City. That's it. It's going to be the first video that pops up. So yeah. So I think the boyfriend, I'm not saying he did not deserve. Well, actually, yeah, maybe he did. I'm not trying to sound funny, but like, if you ask the question, did he deserve to die for that? Yes. You go into someone's personal space and threaten them, and they defend themselves, then the ends justify the means. So I hate to say it like that, and I hate to say it like that, but and I'm saying it in the most logical sense possible. I'm not saying it with the level of ethics, and I'm not saying it with the level of emotion. I'm saying, if you go and you violate somebody's personal space and get rowdy and angry and they defend themselves, do you deserve to die for that? If they're defending themselves, if that's where it goes, that's where it goes. So when someone asks the question, did he deserve it? Well, based off that scenario, then yes. If you add emotion to it, you're like, well, did he deserve to die because he was arguing with him? Well, no. If you look at it at an emotional sense, but if you look at it at a logical sense, then he did. He did. His actions led to his own death. That's just the logical form. I'm not even getting into the emotion of it. Do I think he deserved it? No, I don't. But neither did the store clerk. The store clerk didn't deserve it either. The store clerk didn't deserve to have somebody violating his personal space. The store owner didn't deserve to have somebody shoving him. He didn't put his hands on that man, at least from the video that I seen. It didn't matter if he had a trifling attitude. He just got a trifling attitude, right? If he's a Buddhist, then I guess he's just gonna have to get reincarnated into a rock or something, and try life again as a rock. Okay, so yeah. So if you look at it in both instances, illogical and emotional, they literally contradict each other, but they're equally fair. Emotionally, he did not deserve to die, but logically, he did. It is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is, Not a rock, ma'am. Hey, you believe in reincarnation. You do you spend your life being reckless, you might come back as a rock. You said, bruh, gonna go search Twitter. Okay, Melissa, we'll be right here. You said no one deserves to die. Him dying was the consequence of his actions. Yeah. That's exactly what we're saying, Chanel Marie. This is my backup account. So for everybody asking, this is my backup account. I have two accounts, Stephanie Hall and Stephanie Hall 1. We also have the Nosy Bystanders on TikTok. So I maintain 3 channels. At any interval, you will see me on one of them. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Okay, literally, this is just a micro media company. We do maintain 3 TikTok accounts. You will catch me on one of the 3 at any interval. It doesn't mean one account is gone. It doesn't mean one account is deleted. It just means Stephanie is just playing around with all 3 accounts until Stephanie figures out which one she's going to use for the day. So there is no cause for concern. I wish everyone, please, Nosy Bystanders, I know you guys are nosy and you're so used to asking, but it's just simple. Okay. It's not, there's no conspiracy theory behind why I'm using a different account every day. There's absolutely zero conspiracy theory behind it. Okay. I just want you guys to understand that there's no cause for concern. I do have to maintain 3 social media accounts at all times and 5 social media accounts and one website. So yeah, there's a lot of juggling. Okay. You're going to see me. Sometimes you're going to see me on YouTube only. Don't think that it means that I gave up TikTok. All right. It just simply means this media company that I started has expanded. That's all. Okay. It's just expansion. Okay. So that story is crazy. Please go watch that if you can stomach it, right? Trigger warning. Okay. Big fat one. If you go to Twitter and watch that video. Big fat trigger warning. So please be mindful about watching graphic stuff on the internet. And then two, the story's a doozy. Honestly, I feel like this is a philosophical question, and we can only leave that to legal scholars. We can't. I'm not a legal scholar. I've only taken 2 semesters of philosophy, so I am literally not the person to be asking these philosophical questions, nor should anyone else be. If you see people engaging in conversation about this topic without a background in philosophy and ethics and law, they have please take their opinions with a grain of salt. Please take their opinion. I'm just asking you guys for your own mental health. Take their opinions with a grain of salt. They are simply opinions. A story like this is literally the definition of what ethics is and what philosophy is. What is the right of man and who deserves what? And if you're talking to a person on the internet about it and they did not produce to you a PhD in philosophy or a JD degree or a law degree, completely just take it, be like, okay, well, that's your opinion. This is mine. Move along to the next story. Okay. Because I know how stories like this get people emotionally charged, and then they just start thinking, I don't know, it just becomes very erratic. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So always take people's opinions with a grain of salt unless they are able to produce to you the reason as to why they are engaging in this conversation legibly. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Just making sure that they produce the conversation legibly. If they don't have a background in something, right? That's like trying to argue with somebody on Twitter about applied physics. Unless they're physicists, what are you doing? Unless you know what I mean? Unless they are a physicist, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're trying to argue with someone on the internet about religion and they don't have a PhD or an advanced degree in divinity, right, or theology, what are you doing? That's what we have to start to understand. We can only start to have these like in-depth conversations with people who are skilled in that field. If you are talking about religion on the internet and that person you are arguing with does not possess a degree in divinity or theology, stop immediately talking to them, because you are only infuriating yourself. Okay. That's it. So we have to start leaving the experts to do the experting, if you will. And if you want to be an expert in that field, it's highly encouraged to go study that field in depth. Okay. So I'm gonna move along the story. The story is so intense. Sad story, but we're just gonna we're just gonna get to our ad, okay? This ad is brought to you by Super Investors. Super Investors is a financial literacy game that promotes and encourages families to interact with their children about finances through fun and play. What age do you think parents should begin initiating financial literacy with their children? I always say the age 5, but this time, I might change it up. I might say age 6. I realized early on that maybe 5-year-olds aren't losing as many teeth as we thought. I'm starting to think that. I'm starting to think 5-year-olds are not losing as many teeth as we thought. And so 5-year-olds should not be the age that you teach your kids about financial literacy. They're still focused on Teddy Grahams and Teletubbies, whatever it is the kids are watching now. Super Investors' goal is to bring awareness to families, specifically the inner city youth, on how important it is to learn about saving, investing, managing their inheritances, building businesses, and more. If you want to know more about Super Investors, I highly encourage you to go to their website, superinvestors.com, which is plural, so superinvestors.com. And shout out to Valencia, who is our sponsor for this week and next week. So shout out to Valencia. We love her. She's a busy woman, so you may not see her all the time, okay? But she goes by Super Investors here on TikTok and YouTube, I believe. So just go follow her there. So yeah, make sure you follow Valencia if you're interested in learning about financial literacy for your children, or if you just have questions yourself, talk to an expert. Like we said earlier, if you're interested in something and you want to know more, talk to an expert who happens to be Valencia over at Super Investors. Okay. She's made these interactive games for your children. And I promise you, if you signed your children up or if you had questions, Valencia would help you as well. Let's get back to the show. Let's get back. What's up, Taurus season? How you doing? It's late as always, I see. Late as always. So on a lighter note, right? Let's get to a lighter note. I know a lighter note. Let's talk about Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj's husband, who got home confinement. Now, first of all, Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna pull up the article. Nicki Minaj's husband got. If you don't know, he's a registered S offender, and I'm not going to complete the word, and I encourage you not to put it in the comment section. Nicki Minaj's husband is a registered S offender. Okay. And this article is brought to you by The Hill. Great media company ish. The title of the article is Nicki Minaj's husband sentenced to home confinement for failing to register as an S offender. Nicki Minaj's husband on Wednesday was sentenced to home confinement for failing to register as an S offender. Multiple outlets have reported Kenneth Petty, who was married to the singer in 2019, avoided jail time and will serve an at-home sentence for a year, followed by 3 years probation, and he'll have to pay a $55,000 fine. Petty sentencing by the U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald comes 2 years after Petty was arrested in 2021 for failing to register as an SA offender in California. He previously served 4 years in prison, sentence after attempting the R word, stemmed from a 1994 incident that required him to register himself upon moving to a new state. Jennifer Hoff is his accuser. She came forward in September of 2021 and claims that people in Nicki Minaj's camp attempted to persuade her into recanting her previous allegations in order to get Petty dropped from the state registry list. Huff said that her and her family received an onslaught of harassment calls and unsolicited visitors. That's so awful. Y'all remember that story, don't y'all? Y'all remember that story with Nicki Minaj and Jennifer Hoff? Jennifer Hoff was either talking to Tamra. Who did she do the interview with? I can't remember who she did the interview with. Was it Tamra Hall or was it The Real? I can't remember. But she sat down and did an interview with somebody spilling the tea. And she stated that Nicki Minaj's people, this is allegedly, Nicki Minaj's people allegedly came and was bothering her and offering her money to recant her story so her husband wouldn't have to register as an SAer. Y'all remember that? It was The Real. Okay, thank you, Finding Dee Dee. It was The Real, huh? So we're talking about Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, who has to pay a $55,000 fine. He is on home confinement and probation for 2 years for failing to register as an SAer in the state of California. His accuser, Jennifer Hoff, is the one who basically caused his 1994 arrest. He spent 4 years in prison for aggravated R word. Hello, Queen Sala. I saw your video today. I like your braids. Nicki could have chosen anyone. So let me ask y'all this, okay? Nosy bystanders, now that we've got the story out of the way, let me ask y'all a quick question. Why do you think Nicki Minaj chose Kenneth Petty as a high-value woman? What happened to Jennifer? She's still a native of the state of New York, so nothing happened to her. Why do you give me your opinions in the chat on YouTube, Leem, TikTok? Why do you think Nicki, because she could have anyone in the whole universe, why do you think she chose Kenneth Petty? Insecure? She can control him. High school sweetheart. High value woman. She is. I believe they harassed her. I remember the interview. History. This is from Lyric Genius. Um, this is from a Virgo babe. It's a lot of Virgos. I be seeing y'all be floating in here. Y'all Virgos. This is from, hold on one second. I'm trying to pull up the comments. This is from a Virgo babe says, I think she really wanted to have a baby and she knows him from high school. History. Peachy Pear says he was familiar and she was a sympathizer. If he registered, he can't see his son, I think. Unless somebody reports. Wow. If he registers as an SAer in the state of California, he can't even be around his own child. Isn't there an exemption for that or something? If they were, I'm sorry, your comment went by fast. This is from Jay After. Jay After says, if they were each other's first love, the first cut is the deepest. Oh, I see. I am by Pie says she likes bad boys. He will do it again. I know, as I have worked with the population prison before. Now, I don't know if he would do it again. I don't want to say that, right? We're not gonna speculate whether he's gonna harm someone else again, right? But that case is troubling in and of itself, you know. My opinion, here's my opinion, okay? Put your I don't have any. Put your aluminum foil hats on for a second, okay? Are you ready for what my theory is as to why Nicki Minaj is with him? Now, before I tell you my theory as to why Nicki Minaj is with this man, okay, I have to preface this by saying this is a conspiracy theory. You don't have to tussle in the comment sections. You can just chuckle and move on, okay? Or don't leave the chat, but just chuckle. This is just my conspiracy theory. Obviously, I don't dabble into it. I don't try to prove it or disprove it. It's just what I think, and I have not taken the time out to prove it otherwise. Okay, here's my theory. You ready? I think that Nicki Minaj, okay, I'll start from the beginning. Nicki Minaj grew up in New York, being poor. I think she, like any, New Yorker in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, I think that she got connected to the wrong group of people because she's looking for friends or whatever. And these wrong group of people happen to be related to gang activity. Okay. I think that Nicki Minaj is affiliated with gang members. In my personal opinion, I feel like that's not something you can get rid of. And after reading through 6ix9ine's deposition, he did not mention Nicki Minaj, but I personally didn't realize how rooted gang culture is in pop culture and how they have these strongholds on people for years to come. So I didn't even realize that. Then also going through the indictment with Young Thug, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a joke and a conspiracy theory. I'm like, no, once you make money, you get out of the gang. Technically, you don't. You can't. It's like a hard thing to really get out of. It's kind of like getting out of a record contract. So I didn't realize how deeply rooted gang culture and entertainment and music were intertwined. I had no idea. I thought it was just a joke. I'm like, oh, that's back in the day with like Suge Knight and stuff. No, honey. When I was reading the deposition for 6ix9ine's case and I was reading the indictment for Young Thugger's case in Atlanta, I was like, oh, so these people, not only are they gang members, but they're also like really wealthy. And I'm not talking about the rappers. I'm talking about the gang members who are affiliated with these multi-million-dollar record companies who are just gang members. I was just like, that's a thing? That's a thing? They're just like intertwined. It's like the mob. It's like the literal mob. Like the mob took over, mom and pop grocery stores in New York and Chicagoland area, and then migrated most of their money out to Las Vegas, and they would extort people, and you would think, oh, this is just a normal deli. What does it have to do with the Gambino family? You're like, oh, even that 90-year-old delicatessen, He's a mobster. That's how we have to look at it, right? So we have to like remove this barrier of thinking that gang like mob like activity is just denoted to Italians. One, that's racist as hell, and two, it's not. It's rooted in all kinds of industries. So I think that Nicki Minaj is rooted in gang like culture. Allegedly, right? This is a conspiracy theory, though. I think that once she migrated and became this very famous rapper, it never went away. And I think that Kenneth Petty is also within gang like culture, right? But I think he's very much high ranking. And I think that Nicki Minaj does not want to be with him, but because of her affliction and affiliation with the gang, she has to be like she's forced to be with him. You know what I mean? Like, well, you're at the top and he's one of our top ranking people, so in turn you have to marry him, or you have to give him a baby, or give him money or something. I don't know. I feel like it's an extortion style tactic. Like, I feel like Nicki Minaj really don't want nothing to do with him, but because of her affiliation with whatever gang she's in, she's forced to be with that Joe Bag of Donuts. That's what I think. I feel like instead of them just extorting money out of her, they're just forcing her to be with him because he's high ranking, she's high ranking. Bring them together. That's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I don't care what you say. Call a spade a spade. That's my conspiracy theory on. And I was just like, they don't even go. They don't even match. They don't even match. You know what I mean? They don't even match. When she's around him, she looks like she don't want him near her. It looks like an arranged marriage through, instead of it just being through culture and tradition, it's an arranged marriage through culture and tradition, but gang like, you know what I mean? She always looks so unhappy. She always looks so unhappy. And I understand Nicki Minaj wanted a baby, but I feel like she is in a gang, and this is the next step. This is what you have to do, right? You got to do what you got to do, girl. That's why I know. That's why it's a conspiracy theory. I've never actually dug into it, but when I really look into it, every time I just like take a, because I don't, I listen to Nicki Minaj's music, but every time I see a picture of her and him together, that conspiracy theory just starts trickling in the front of my head. I'm just like, more and more every day, this conspiracy theory feels like it's real. Yeah, this is from Pecan Tan. Says, I think that she was a victim and that's what she is attracted to. I don't know if I would go that far. She's a blood. That's what I heard. Looked at Twitter, Bodega killing is dreadful to see. Yeah, Jackie, it was terrible to see. Queen Sella says she's controlling and it lets her control her. I don't know if I go that far. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. I got these very long, weird strands of hair out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't know. A Virgo babe said, it's so sad. It is quite sad. It's a bit sad. You said she was so upset because she felt unsupported. So Wayne supported her with a solid and a new album. I think he controls her. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah. Y'all, that's just my conspiracy. You don't gotta like it, but that's all I'm saying. Moving on. So I wanted to talk about this last story today. It's actually a story that I'm working on actively. So it's a story I'm actively working on, and let's go through that. Okay. So if you're not familiar with the story about a content creator here on TikTok, he goes by the name of GloJay, and he helped a homeless woman and her children raise anywhere between 20 and let's say $25,000, right? Including undisclosed amounts. We don't know how much was raised. So he helped her raise this money. And in turn, he gave her $3,500 and kept the rest. This content creator by the name of GloJay, did not disclose to, she goes by the name of Sharita Thomas here on TikTok. I'm not going to give you her full name because I'm not going to dox her, but he disclosed to her in a number of disturbing text messages that he doesn't just give her all, he doesn't quote unquote give her all the money at once, and that she needs to get her life in accordance to him in order for him to give her the money. Um, that GloJay Simpson. So I actually got in contact with um, Miss Sharita and talked to her extensively today um, about the story. And when she disclosed some details to me, which I don't think she disclosed on the internet quite yet, it's more disturbing than you think. It is. It's more disturbing than you think. Um, So I'm doing a series on that. Now, again, my main account is currently suspended for a couple days, just a couple days, right? Don't ask questions. It just is. Um, so when I get it back, I will be posting the full series on there. And I posted a snippet of what we're looking into on our backup page, which happens to be the Nosy Bystander. So please follow our backup TikTok account, the Nosy Bystanders, so we can make sure it hits 1,000 subscribers, and so I can just start posting a lot of these related stories there too. Um, the story is disturbing, you guys, and I am so disgusted by the nature of what some of these content creators will do to get likes, clicks, and views, and to basically finance their career. Um, you cannot use the homeless as if they're throwaways, okay? You can't use the homeless as these throwaways and move on to the next homeless. That's not the kind of society that we live in. And what really infuriates me the most is that instead of just being nosy bystanders, we have to be like the cleanup crew, right? Like we just got to sweep up all of their misdoings because there are so many people out there. It's so prevalent how people are out there just scamming. I didn't realize scamming was, I mean, I knew it was an industry, but like sheesh Louise, you know what I mean? And so we here at the Nosy Bystanders are supposed to just be nosy. We're not supposed to be the cleanup crew. But if we got to be the cleanup crew, we got to be the cleanup crew. We got to do all the exposing, apparently. We got to do all of the deep dives and digs, and we got to do all the corrections, at least to the best of our ability. Okay. Just to the best of our ability. We got to do some cleanup. So I'm working on that story this weekend. I wanted to talk about the details of it. I went live last night on the after show. I don't know if you guys told you guys this. We have an after show. So we do have an after show, and played it back. I watched the replay. I give it to y'all nosy bystanders. Now we were on the Leam app, and we had a lot of people joining us in, voicing their opinions on it. And honey, y'all was eating this man for filth, honey. Y'all was eating him for filth. You guys were literally eating this man for as so deserved, because at the end of the day, nobody gets to tell someone how it is they spend the proceeds to help them. That man never provided that woman with enough money to get on her feet. He never did. He never provided her a thing. He stated infallibly that he was going to be the one to help put her in stable housing and get her a car. And when he grossly turned it back onto her, making it her sole responsibility with $0, that's when I had seen enough. I had seen enough. So, this message is for GloJay. We're investigating your claims. We have to. We don't got a fucking choice. You've left us with no choice. And now we have to go and investigate you. So if you are watching, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to reach out to me at the Nosy Bystanders. We have a website, NosyBystanders.com. Go to our website. Our phone number's there. You can call us. Give us a call so we can hear what you got to say. Not that we give a fuck, because we don't, but we would like to hear what you have to say. And we just want to make sure that you are on the up and up. If you're going to be out there being the face for homelessness and being the face for people who are in desperate situations, you might want to come accordingly. Because from what I witnessed and the receipts that this woman provided, and I tell you, she gave me an onslaught of receipts. The receipts she provided, it's not looking good for you, Mr. GloJay, sir. It's really not looking good. It's not looking good on your part. It's giving, and I'm not even going to say it because I don't even want to say it, but it's giving the S word vibes. Okay. It's giving S word vibes. I'll never label someone the S word until I can prove that infallibly, that they are an S word. So So yeah, so we got to get to the bottom of this because money's missing. Like I stated last night, and I'll state it again, what GloJay engages in, you guys, is considered contracts. They're transactional relationships with these people. That is what he is engaged in. He is not a philanthropist. He is not a billionaire doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He is engaging in contracts. He's engaging in contracts with these homeless people verbally. He is using their likeness to fundraise on their behalf. And in turn, he's taking that raw footage and he's posting it on his social media platforms in order to boost his engagement. That is a contract. That is a contract. And don't worry, I called an attorney and asked. Okay? Don't worry, I called an attorney and asked. Specifically, I called mine. Okay? You are engaging in contracts. You are engaging in a contract and you are not turning over your end of the deal. You do not get to sprinkle ethics on top of your contract. You say, let me shoot this footage of you, and in turn, I am going to fundraise on your behalf. And when that money is collected, I in turn give it to you. Contract. You do not get to sprinkle GloJay ethics on top of that and say, well, I just don't know how you're living your life. So I don't know if you're going to be a steward of this money. I don't know. Let me think about it for me. No, you don't get to think about it. You don't get to think about it. Okay? It is a contract. She gave you the end of the contract. She gave you her half. You know what her half was? Content. That is what she gave you. That is what she gave you. She gave you content. That's what she gave you. She gave it to you already. Why have you not paid her? So we're going to be investigating Mr. GloJay because we got questions. Lots of them. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. Okay. So please stay informed on that story. I'm going to be dropping that story probably part 1 today or tomorrow, and then finishing out the rest of the series. And then I'm going to work together and do what GloJay didn't do and actually try to see if we can do something for Miss Sharita Thomas, right? Like, you guys, it's so bad. I thought it was just like bad, but it's bad, bad. Like, what this man did is bad. And I'm not, what he did was bad. Okay. It's not good. I mean, the depths at which he went, the depths at which this man went. It's insane. How is it still going? It's 2022. It's 2022. And if you're curious, she still lives in a motel. If you're also a little bit more curious, he just moved into a new condo. What kind of fucking world is that? That he would be okay with that. She lives, you guys, in a motel. And this man just moved into a condo. Do y'all hear me? Like, she is still in a motel. And this nigga is in a condo. come to the front, GloJay. Come to the front, man. Come to the fucking front. Come to the front. Because what I don't like is these weak ass niggas who perpetuate that they trying to help people and they not worth a fucking damn and walking around lying about their net worth like 20 racks don't mean nothing to you. It does mean something to you because you should have fucking gave it to her. That's what the fuck you should have did, but you didn't because it did mean something to you. It meant whatever the fuck it is you got, you and them niggas. So I'm telling you and your 4 homies, pull up. Let us talk to you. Don't worry, because I already got all your fucking phone numbers and I will be giving y'all niggas a call this week. Because if you think you're going to be on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube flexing on money that you raise with the likeness of a woman and her 5 kids while she's still in a fucking motel, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. You got me and the nosy bystanders fucked up if you think you just about to be walking around sleeping good. Nigga, you ain't gonna never fucking sleep good at night till you give that woman her fucking money back. And that's on me. Period. You should be fucking disgusted with yourself. The shit that you should have read the messages that these loser ass fucking niggas gonna send her. A woman with kids in a motel. You gonna send her those messages like that? Like, how dare you think I'm gonna pull up and give you this money because it's hers? So GloJay or whatever the fuck it is you go by, whatever, look, it's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap. We gonna investigate you here at the Nosy Bystanders. We don't stand for no shit like that. You a weak ass nigga. I said it myself. You don't need nobody to run and tag you. I said it. You a weak ass nigga. And if you out here using women and children and the homeless for the likeness so you can move into fucking shitty ass condos in downtown Atlanta, you should get your fucking head examined. Period. But don't worry, I'm gonna give you a call this week anyway, because unlike you, I don't need a fucking entourage before I arrive. I'm gonna call you nigga on my home phone and my cell phone and this MacBook. Because you gonna answer the phone when I call. Period. Or my attorney. Pick one. Okay. I don't need a fucking entourage to tell me what the fuck is going on. So y'all, we're gonna be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm pretty sure they're not going to monetize this video on YouTube. They'd be like, no, ma'am. So we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, and we'll talk about some more topics of the day. Not this GloJay situation. I'm going to make sure that I produce this story as ethically as possible. We're going to make sure that anything that we do on behalf of Sarita Thomas goes directly to her. Here at the Nosy Bystanders, we don't crowdsource for people. We just let you guys have the information to give it to her yourself. Okay. Unfortunately, that woman is still in a motel, and GloJay is riding around with $17,000 worth of that woman's money. If he gets on the internet and tells you he's worth $5 million, he's a goddamn liar. And tell him to show up and pull up those his tax information, because we'd like to see it. Taking pictures in front of Bentleys and Bugattis don't mean shit to us here when women are still in hotels and motels with their kids. So fuck you and your car and that condo. Or y'all, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining the Nosy Bystanders. We'll see y'all tomorrow. It's been a long day. I made soup. I'm going to go eat it. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. And yes, follow the Nosy Bystanders on TikTok and go to our website at nosybystanders.com. Bye-bye.